Hello everyone, Bob here. So this is going to be my ranking of all 11 live-action Star Wars films. And I also thought this would be a good opportunity to show off my Steelbooks that they're in, and none of these are open, so you won't get to see the inside of them. But I was just going to kind of show them and give a few brief thoughts on each film. So. First, my least favorite of the live action Star Wars films, and that is Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. It's got Yoda on the cover there, and I'm sure many of you have seen these because about 5 years ago they were pretty much everywhere. Um, this film, to me, more than any other Star Wars movie, it's kind of a wasted potential because it seems like if you ignore the problematic love story, there is so much potential there. You have the beginning of the Clone Wars. You have the beginning of Palpatine's Seas for Power. You There's so many interesting storylines going on, but yet that very poorly executed love story is so painful to watch, and it just drags the whole movie down. My next one is Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Got Darth Maul on the cover there. Again, just like the other one, I'm sure everyone saw this when they came out 4 or 5 years ago. The Phantom Menace Jar Jar is a big problem that I have with it. I still have fun watching Attack of the Clones too, and I enjoy watching the Phantom Menace. It's just those are my two least favorite of the films, and would watch any of these. This is just, if you told me to pick a Star Wars movie to watch, this is the reverse order of how I'd pick them. So, and again, another problem I had with the Phantom Menace was the kid angle for Natalie Portman's character. I mean, why is there a kid that's the queen? But that's just something. I mean, I know it's, again, suspension of disbelief when you're watching these movies. It's just that's kind of something that's always kind of bugged me when I'm watching it. But again, I still like the movie. Next, Solo. This is my Best Buy Steelbook. This one's the 4K release. I will be giving you my thoughts on this film in a quick review here sometime in the next couple weeks. I was going to do the two anthology films, Rogue One and Solo. I do like this movie. I do. It's just I don't like it as well as I do some of the others. Performances are pretty good, and really, I think the film deserved a better fate than it got. It did, because it was fun. Next, Revenge of the Sith, easily the best of the prequels. It has Grievous on the cover, and there's so much I liked about this. Ian McDiarmid's performance was electric. The whole Mustafar fight, Vader turning into Vader, the whole thing. It was a fun movie, and I enjoyed it back when I saw it in the theaters, and I still enjoyed about as much as I did then. So I mean, it's one of them that's aged. Out of the three prequels, it has aged the best. There was a time I would have ranked Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace higher, but as I've gotten older, my opinions and my thoughts have changed. Next, and I'll probably cut a lot of flack for this one not being at the bottom. My least favorite of the sequels, The Last Jedi. Again, if you ask me if I would rather watch a prequel or a sequel, I will always pick a sequel. The visuals in these are stunning. They are better acted, and regardless of what you think of the movie, the story choices and everything that were chosen, uh, it still has a very Star Warsy feel to it. Uh, Rogue One is next. This is the 3D Blu-ray Best Buy exclusive that is still sealed. It's got the Death Troopers there on the beach, and again, I'm gonna try to get through that one reviewed on 4K this week. I do have it if you've watched my collection video. I like the movie. I didn't have any problem with Rogue One at all. I really liked it. Again, it's just preference at this point. Another one that a lot of people consider should be down further on the list. This is The Rise of Skywalker on 4K, and like Last Jedi, you've seen the Steelbook before, but I had a lot of fun watching that movie in the theater. I went opening night, and it was just a fun experience all the way around. And to me, and I have enjoyed it every time since watching it about as much, even when I watched it at home. And I have watched Rise of Skywalker more than I have probably watched the Last Jedi in the almost 3 years since it came out now. And I just have more fun every time I watch it, noticing little things I missed the first few times through. There's little nostalgia callbacks and stuff, and it's just a fun time to watch. Next, the one that kicked off the Disney era, The Force Awakens. Again, this is a fun movie. This is the original Best Buy Steelbook that came out in 2016 when the film was originally released on Blu-ray. I have always enjoyed The Force Awakens, and it's just one of those movies that is a lot of fun for me to watch. It pushes the right buttons, and being the Star Wars nerd that I was growing up, all the callbacks, it was exactly what I was hoping to see. Well, I would have preferred to see more Luke, but something I was extremely happy with what I got is the best way to say that. And it's definitely, in my opinion, the best Star Wars film that is not in the original trilogy. Next, we have Return of the Jedi with good old Palpatine there. And there's the back. And I mean, at this point, they're the originals. I mean, put any of them on, I'm happy. It's just, this is the order I just like them. Like I said, when I was a kid growing up, I have probably seen Return of the Jedi more than I've seen any of the other original movies. And of course, it's been edited now to where you've got the infamous Snow, and you've got Hayden Christensen there at the end. But even if you were to throw in the theatrical cut, I would probably pick one of the other two, just because I don't know. It's just a preference thing. But next, if you watched my other reviews, you probably know the last little bit of this order. The original, A New Hope, with Darth Vader on the cover. Turn it, and there's Luke and Leia and Han, and watching the twin sunset, and Obi-Wan and Vader fighting, and the Millennium Falcon there. But of course, the original was the original one I saw, and it's hard to beat the original. And it is one of the, in my opinion, it is one of the greatest movies ever made. But they caught lightning in a bottle when they made the best Star Wars movie and the best sequel of all time, The Empire Strikes Back. I never did, even on the old Faces Laserdiscs and VHSs. I never understood the Stormtrooper on there. But flip it over, it's got, from the infamous reveal scene, Imperial Walker, 3PO, Leia and Han in the Falcon, and then, of course, Luke and Vader fighting. And what can I say? Empire, it's such a drastic shift in tone from the original. Everything that possibly could go wrong for the heroes did in this film. And while yes, it very much stands on the shoulders of what A New Hope is, to get to get to the high levels that Empire does, it builds on the characters and builds on the events in such a way that it's the perfect sequel. And there are so many iconic moments from that film. The Leia says, "I love you," and Han says, "I know." The "never tell me the odds," the "I am your father" moment, Yoda. I mean, the whole thing, the movie was... I doubt I ever see a sequel that's as well made and builds on the first one as well as what Empire does as what Empire does the original. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Revenge of the 5th, I guess. Like I say, I originally planned on releasing this on May the 4th, but technical difficulties caused me to reshoot this and do it a little different, which is fine. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. That way you know when the next video drops. Assuming there's no technical problems, I try to have a new video posted every single day, and I try to have a variety of content so that it appeals to everyone. So please follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Bob the Film Guy. And this is Bob signing off.